Episode 25 of A Dose of Sinsanity is here. I am GR3, joined by Welshie and Jamokin. How's it going, fellas?
Fantastic.
Good.
A lot of content, a lot of drama come out, but you know what? It's a good day.
A lot of stuff to get through. I mean, this is an exciting time in Dota right now. But first, we're going to open up once again with a little bit of story time. That's going to bring us a little bit in and tie in. But I told you guys recently I got a puppy, right?
Yeah.
I feel like if you guys are in the voice channels, you probably have heard my puppy playing with the other dog. But so we thought we got a lab. Turns out it's a lab Great Dane. And this thing is growing, like you can almost look at it and see it grow. Like, it's crazy. But anyways, the other night, I believe it was Thursday night, I am, is it Thursday night? Yeah, it's Thursday night. I'm sitting here, I'm watching some of the 82 all games because we played on Wednesday, and I'm about ready to turn everything off, get into bed, and all of a sudden I hear the famous just, kind of noise.
Yeah.
And my dog pukes right on top of my bed where I sleep.
Not the puppy, but the dog.
The puppy.
Okay.
And I'm sitting here just like, no. I'm trying to get it off the bed. And like, long story short, pukes. We just got this new king size bed.
Mm-hmm.
And we only have one set of sheets and covers.
Oh no.
So she's got this plastic mattress protector, and it just can't sleep on it, man. And like two blankets, it's just I move around too much. So I had to do this laundry. So I was up till about 4:30 in the morning trying to get these sheets and like my comforter dry so I could just fucking go to bed. But during that time, as you guys know how much I really like my spreadsheets and things like that, I decided to go through and look at the playoff picture for every single league. Explorer, Voyager, Challenger, Warrior, Conqueror, Champions. Look at the strength of schedule, what the playoff matches are going to be, all that stuff, for no reason at all, because it's just pretty much for our viewing pleasure, and who knows if it's right because it was done at like 4 o'clock in the morning. But what a disaster Thursday was. But we are entering into tiebreaker week, our week quote unquote 8, but tiebreaker week. So not all teams are playing this week. And Hot agreed.
Hold up, Bruno. Hold up. That was the sickest transition from story time into our first topic. That was smooth as fuck.
And then you cut it off to make that less smooth. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, really glad that you appreciate it.
I really appreciate that. That was well done, sir.
So
leave a comment and just rate that out of 10, because for me that's a 10.
Leave a comment. Come on, Jamokin equal clown. Just for me.
Just leave a comment, please, because we haven't gotten any in a long time.
Yeah, admins, please.
Yeah. So, anyways, I was looking at this, and once again, I have no clue if this is correct. It was done in the middle of the night. It's not done for anyone else's eyes other than us three, basically. But the way that I saw is, so we have 2 sets of tiebreakers. We are in Challenger League. So we have a tiebreaker set up for the upper bracket, and then between 2 slots for 4 teams, and then 1 slot for 3 different teams for that 8 and last cutoff spot that Pot agreed is in. All just being played in Challenger. We also have Summon Warrior being played, I believe, for the upper bracket spot, and then same in Conqueror. So that fabled stuff that we've kind of been fighting for, of once again the tiebreaker week that we've been talking about, I feel like for 2 seasons now, is finally underway. How are you guys feeling about that? You excited for it?
I think tiebreaker week will be a really fun week.
It's kind of like last chance week. I like it.
Yeah, I'm personally looking forward to to seeing how some of these stories end for sure.
Desperate teams and heartbreaking ends. I look forward to it.
So Fred has been the one who has put together the whole format. You can, for anyone listening, can find it. In
No number Fred?
Fred and either 0 through 9 or 9 through 0. I don't know which one.
No number Fred. Yes,
Yes. Anyways, you can find his whole like breakdown in the goodness gracious, not prepared patch notes, I believe is what it is on the Play on GG. And kind of see how they work. So like for example, so I'm going to use Challenger because I'm playing in that, and we also have like 2 different things. So for 2 slots of 4 teams, so like you have Grim Fury, 7 Dark 30, Rats and Bunnies, and Savage Sabers. They're going to be playing, so the 1 seed, based on strength of schedule, should be playing, Grim Fury should be playing Savage Sabers. So Grim being the 1, Savage Sabers being the 4. And then 7 Dark 30 being the 2 seed, playing Rats and Bunnies, 2 seed. The winners of both of those games will go on to the upper bracket, and then the 1 seed gets to pick between those teams which one they want to face. With that being said, because of the nature where there's 2 slots and only 4 teams, they will be playing a best of 3. Whereas for the 8th spot, where there's 3 teams battling for 1, the way it works is by strength of schedule. So 5 guys, 1 cup, and XOA are the lower strength of schedules. They play each other in a best of 1, and then they'll play Pot of Greed in a best of 1, and that match will decide who is going to be in the make it into playoffs and who gets to watch from their seat. So a little bit of like kind of different ways to go about it, but I think it's going to be really, really exciting personally. Do you feel like the system's kind of working as intended though? I'm curious. So obviously we know about all the dealings with how we think that there needed to be tiebreakers or the league needed to be longer. What do you guys think? Is the tiebreaker and stuff like this, do you feel like the format's good?
If it makes people happier than understanding what strength of schedule actually is and how it works, then it's fine by me.
So,
Whatever system's going to make the people happy, I guess.
Well, it almost wasn't.
Yeah.
Because, like, for example, there was a game played on Friday. It was Rats and Bunnies versus XOA.
Mm-hmm.
If XOA lost both games,
Mm-hmm.
Rats and Bunnies would get the guaranteed upper bracket with 9 wins. And then XOA would have 6, so the tiebreaker would be between Pot of Greed and 5 Guys 1 Cup. And Pot of Greed 2-0'd 5 Guys 1 Cup, propelling themselves into basically would have made tiebreaker week for them not needed because you had the head-to-head, and Pot of Greed would have been guaranteed in the 8 seed. And there was a lot of issues and drama going on for a couple days with that.
man, just give us groups.
I agree.
Just give us. It doesn't solve all the problems, but just give us groups.
You would also be excited to see that somebody proposed an idea of groups in a 12-man playoff system, which actually it looks a little bit more like TI, and I kind of really like it.
How long would it run though? Would be the.
I think 1 extra week, which wouldn't be terrible.
Would be split with an upper and lower.
So it would be 8 teams upper, 4 teams lower.
Okay.
And then the losers in the first round of the upper get to play the losers, or get to play the 4 lower bracket teams.
I haven't, sat down and looked at it, but I do on the surface like that.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty good. The groups, I think, solves a lot of the issues as well.
But as for the question at hand, I think this tiebreaker week is kind of doing as intended. Especially since I think more people are a little more educated now on how the whole system works. So I feel like less teams are going to be caught off by surprise, per se. and leading to hopefully in the future less drama. But also like these tiebreaker weeks can be really exciting because there can be some beef that gets settled for sure.
It's almost like last chance qualifiers.
It's similar.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking of it as, is that end of the day, it helps people understand and they don't feel like they're getting eliminated without having the chance at their seat, without understanding it. And it eliminates a lot of, I think, just hurt feelings when it comes to that. And let them
less
play.
Surprises.
Yeah, exactly. Let them play. I think that it's fun. I think that people just love the drama of last chance. Who's getting into the brackets?
Just make it 7+1. That's it.
Well, that's the other thing I was going to ask you guys about. I was with you, Jamokin, where we're like, oh, let's make it 8 weeks and all that, and that solves a lot of problems. Longer makes better. And viewing this season, I retract my statement on that.
No, you don't.
And I honestly believe that the league needs to go to 6+1. And here's the reason: is we saw a couple teams in Challenger, and I don't want to take away from what they have done because they deserve it. They deserve to be like qualified and all that. But for example, Savage Sabres was 6 wins going in. They needed 1 win in order to have a chance for tiebreakers, and they needed 2 in order what ended up being a chance for upper bracket. Now, Savage Sabres has had almost a mediocre season. They can't really 2-0 anybody. But this week, because like the last place team has pretty much played everybody else down there, they drew Savage Sabres. And Savage Sabres just fucking slapped them. And propels a team that, yeah, they could have been a lower bracket team, but now a chance for upper brackets because they played the last place team who only has 2 wins on the season. And I feel like even if you went to like 8+1, you're gonna have more of that.
More of these kind of upsets.
Teams are sneaking in potentially to upper bracket that really
always been an
don't
issue.
Deserve to be there. And I feel like the longer the weeks, the more of those games you're gonna have.
No, because there's always been the throw the first 2 weeks and then just get easy matchups all the way and you'll make playoffs.
I can tell you as a team who had that
well-known strat.
Bro, I can tell you as a team that had that happen, you don't like the pressure. It's better to feel like you have losing room than it is to give it up right at the beginning and then have to win every match after.
No.
No.
You just get easy matchups.
That's your take on
what's
that?
What's the pressure? No. Yes. No. You're playing dog shit teams.
Okay.
You're playing guys that like can't even fucking ward. Like, you're not worried about losing the shit?
Hot take, sir.
So,
no, dude, the bottom.
Are you stay 7+1 or 6+1, Walshy?
I think I'd say I think 6+1 is fine. I think that like the bracket's established after like 7 matches, you're fine. Like I don't know.
Like it always feels bad to revert, right?
It's hard for me, man, because I just think this shit goes over my head too hard. Like I don't pay enough attention to bracket meta to know this shit. YouTube seems like the experts.
Yeah,
it's fucking weird shit for me. I don't know.
I think there was one other team that was similar. Maybe all those 5 guys. So one of the teams that's playing for the 8th spot got their 2 wins, playing like the 3rd worst team that only has 4 wins on the season and are only against like the 2 bottom teams. So like, once again, it's like you have the opportunity, but you got the opportunity playing a really, really, really bad team. Where if it was last week, there's no way. Like if we ended last week and then did tiebreakers based on that, neither of these 2 teams are even in playoff question. Is that good or bad? Like, I don't know.
No, I don't think going... The
or do you add a week?
Is more teams are continually signing up. Like, I can't... No, I think less weeks is bad. It leads to more volatility in the results.
Okay.
Personally,
I can see where you're coming from. I can see, like, obviously the perfect system would be like round robin, right? But
it would be a
Lord knows
system.
you're not going to have 18 fucking teams, and you're going to play like what would
For
that be,
sure.
17 weeks?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're not doing that.
Especially since you play, it's not condensed, right? It doesn't run over like 3 weekends where you just play like 4 series a day
Right.
on the weekend, and so it just takes so long. So it's just not viable in playing 1 series a week.
Mhm.
But again, groups.
So yeah, I can't even express. The more I look at stuff, the more that I want group stages. It's interesting though. Like, I think more and more people keep saying groups and how good it would be. Let's kind of move on though. Done with AD2L. We'll see. We'll kind of talk about that. We got playoffs starting this week, but the premiere, and I'm not talking about PSGS Invitational.
Not yet.
TI time. Once again, starting. We got, but I want to kind of revert back a little bit briefly to last chance qualifiers. We saw Secret and Liquid both make it in from Western Europe. Surprised?
I wouldn't say surprised. I'd say that I'm surprised there wasn't more competition from the China region, but ultimately Secret and Liquid are both very respectable teams, obviously. I think that they're not unexpected to win that, I think.
I slightly disagree. I think Liquid before the last chance was kind of shaky, and I truthfully had my doubts about them making it through last chance.
Oh, fair enough.
But they've definitely seemed to turn it around, and they definitely look like a potential team that could win.
Doing well in groups right now as well.
Yeah.
So they end up making it, right? And from what I understand and remember from last week, Welshie, you now have Liquid and Secret. One of them need to make it into the finals.
Oh yeah, no, I have zero concern
for another cup.
I'm fine with it. I think that in full honesty, I got zero concerns. I think those are both respectable teams. I think my odds are good.
With that being said, both are doing pretty okay in the group stage. Liquid is 6-4 currently. We are 2 days in, about to be 3 here starting in a couple hours, right?
Yeah,
I think day 3 starts in a couple hours. But Secret 6-4, Liquid 6-4. So both teams are doing really well. I can't say I'm surprised that they're doing well in groups. They have played competitively more recent than the rest. They've had more of a feel, I believe, in the competitive nature and must-win scenarios of how do we explore this meta? How does it feel for our teams in general? Like, competitive play is different than scrims, so I feel like they have a bit of an advantage. I would think that I would expect them to do better in the group stage.
I also want to jump on, piggyback off that as well, is they were probably scrimming other last chance teams, and so they weren't scrimming these teams. And so these teams that already qualified for TI were already scrimming each other, but may not have necessarily been looking at exactly what Liquid and Secret were doing, because they were looking at the teams they knew were going to be there.
Right.
And so they kind of have the, I don't have all this information on you quite yet kind of vibe.
That could which to be collected. And it is, I believe, spread out a little bit more this year, right? On TI?
Yeah.
So there is more time to
for sure
dissect.
Especially the grand finals being on its own day.
Right. So, which is fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Whole day just for fucking grand finals. I am, dude.
Make it a big day, like production value, you know, it could be really awesome.
Any teams that you guys are surprised are doing well through the first 2 days? I have one. Fucking EG, dude.
Couldn't
8
even
and
hold
2.
it.
8-2.
Royal never give up. Being 9-1 is pretty.
Yes.
I was not ready for that one either. But yeah, I'd say EG and Royal never give up. I'm surprised with their performance. And they haven't played, or at least I know EG hasn't just played like, awful teams.
No, they started with PSLGD, and I think woke everybody up.
That was a commanding W.
Yeah, they had a couple. They're running behind this Broodmother offlane, which we haven't seen Broodmother in quite some time. And the way that they're playing it and using the spiders as vision, and controlling so much of the map, because the Broodmother can literally control the entire jungle, like bottom side.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of their team sits topside and protects their carry, and then they hit their timing. And just because of the amount of space the Broodmother can control single-handedly, like, they just get so much farther ahead, and they're just winning the economy game. It's pretty impressive to watch, and they keep getting it. And I think they're getting Undying a lot as well. So they're running Undying 5 with this Broodmother 3, and then just okay, we're just gonna fuck shit up. Any other teams? You said RNG, EG we've mentioned.
I mean, Group B, I'm impressed by Aster, honestly. I really slept on Aster a lot.
Who's on Aster? I forget. Oh, more. Yeah, this is the they won TI, most of them. What is their names?
Monet, White Album, XXS, Borax, and Lanham.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the team. They won TI, and then their team disbanded for other things. I can't remember the names.
I could not.
You know who's surprised me at who hasn't been playing well?
Who's that?
LGD.
Yeah, picked it up though.
They have picked it up for sure. 2-0ing Liquid was, it's a good sign, a good sign of life that you want to see.
Ass beating against OG.
OG is.
They whooped OG.
Every game I've seen OG play.
Well, you whoop OG and then you get 1-1 in Sonics. I don't get that.
No, they won 1 Sonics and then.
That's what I'm saying.
OG.
That means that they're figuring it out.
That's fair.
Yeah, it means their coach beat them enough and they're starting to play.
Yeah, still 2 days left too. There's still a lot of Dota to play. They still should have another 10 games to play.
Mm-hmm.
So 6 and 4, and especially who do they got left? So they have Bet Boom, which should be a 2-0. They have Boom Esports, which should be minimum a 1-1, probably a 2-0. Gammon, which I think could be a 1-1. And then they have RNG, which could go either way. They have a lot of wins, and I still look for them to be an upper bracket team.
One thing I'd want to just jump back to OG quickly is all their wins have come off bottom teams, and so from my perspective, they're in an uphill battle. Which
the only one that they can really grab. Well, they still have Hikari and Betboon that they can grab 4 wins off of. Probably upper bracket is going to be around 13 wins, I think.
Yes. Yeah, something like that.
Probably around 13. And if they get 6 off them, then they just have to grab 1 off of RNG. And 1 off of Liquid.
Yeah, 1 off of the top team right now.
Yeah, well, 1 off of Liquid or RNG. They can still, I still fully believe that they're going to 2-0 Betboom, they're going to 2-0 Hikari. I think Hikari is probably in a very sticky situation because they still have Liquid, they still have RNG, they still have OG, and then the only ones I think they can really grab games from is Sonics, and that isn't even sure. So they're in trouble, if you ask me.
How do you guys feel about TSM right now?
Look good sometimes, look bad most of the time. Like in all actuality, like they can beat teams, but like it's not like they're obviously not beating the top teams. I think they're definitely going to be a lower bracket team. I think that East Coast is still scary. Can kind of take them out. Like I think that they can finish above Fnatic though, personally.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sleeping on them for now. I think kind of like what Greco was saying. I think they faced a lot of the hard teams. I think they have an easier ride ahead of them, except for Beast Coast, which I mean everyone's sleeping on. I think Beast Coast is being slept on. Period, and I think they're just going to come out in brackets. Or at least that's what the Copium is telling me.
You hope, like they're not in a good spot right now.
No, they're not. But TSM I think has easier teams they're facing from here on out. I think I'll be interested to see how they finish. Have you watched matches with them, Greco? Because I have not seen any of TSM.
I've seen one TSM game.
Yeah.
Just one. Like I said, like it looked like one game they were really good, and the next one was really, really bad. I think it was the Spirit series. I think that I saw. I don't know. It kind of like it's what you expect, right? Like it's not unknown that NA Dota is not great, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you expect
to tell the internet that they don't know yet.
You expect EG to be the number one like NA team. You expect TSM to be the number two, and you expect Sonics to just, hey, you made it, but see you, dog. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's I expect EG to be in the upper bracket. I expect TSM to be in the lower, and I expect Sonics to go home. So they're performing kind of the way that I see. I'm a little shaken by Thunder Awakened though. They've looked so good, and they're 6-4 right now. And they're losing teams like they lost to Entity, which I thought that they could at least take a game off of. Like, I guess they've done outside of that, but the Entity series was really concerning to me, I guess.
How so?
Like, I just don't think that Entity's that much better than they are that they should have lost both.
Mm.
Like, when I look at Thunder Awakened, I think, like, definitely an upper bracket team. Not the top team in the group, but I definitely think, like, how they've been performing all year, definitely an upper bracket team.
Who, Team Spirit?
No, Thunder Awakened.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Have you checked the KDAs for the teams?
I'm not. I honestly don't even know how to look at that.
In the Dota Buff on the teams page, and then at the top there's overview, and then there's KDA.
There's so many sites to find so much information about this on. It's hard to keep up with them all for me.
What are you seeing on it for?
Easy. I mean, EG has a 6.6 KDA. Aster has a 6.0, and then Royal Never Give Up is 5, and then everyone is sub 4 or 4.
Awakened is pretty high up there.
Are you surprised by SA Dota though? They like to fight, so
yeah. Well, they like
the games can be relatively short though sometimes.
Yeah, so, that's the thing. It's like it feels like they either get rolled or they win by a lot.
I feel like people need to start banning the Shadow Fiend more. I really need to see it banned more.
Yeah, I think EG's won all 5 games they've gotten shadowed.
They've won every single one.
Same with Enigma.
So anything else like let's roll into like kind of the statistics and like the meta of this tournament. I am kind of shocked to see Leshrac tied for 4th in most picked hero right now.
Oh yeah, pick band, yeah.
Like it's doing really well, like 58% win rate. Like it's being picked up a fucking ton. And it's not flexed. Like, have you seen it flexed? I've only seen it in the mid.
Mid.
Yeah, and it's just like okay, fucking stop it. Like, this is the premier mid of the tournament right now. Like, and there's nothing. Like, at least Shadow Fiend, like, it's able to be flexed between the 1 and the 2 currently. So, like, at least there's some flex potential. Leshrac, nope, just mid.
Yeah.
And still doing well.
I am kind of curious as to the Leshrac. I haven't fully figured out why. Part of me wonders if it's like they changed mid lane, so like you can't farm really fast, but like Leshrac farms fast regardless of that small camp there or it isn't. You could just like run around, take a tower, and farm every camp on the way. And so if that's just like grasping at, oh, my mid can still have like a shit ton of farm and still make plays on the map.
It's also Bloodstone is so good on the hero right
It
now.
is.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
There are some buffs that, I mean, not buffs. There's some heroes that came out of the meta that I'm shocked by, like just at TI alone. Like Pudge is surprisingly getting picked and winning. Was it Pudge has 14 games played, 71% win rate in TI? Like, don't quite understand that personally. And then what else is there? Nyx getting picked up weirdly a lot and winning again, 77, 18 matches, 14-4. Like I just don't understand where these are they like very selected picks, or are they just really good heroes right now?
Well, Nyx is always a hero that's like, it's really good into Leshrac, so it's going to be like a Leshrac counter. It's really good in Snapfire is being played a ton right now, so it's going to be picked into response. It's really good into Enigma, so it's going to be picked into response. Crystal Maiden's being picked up a lot, so it's really good in response to that. It's good into Silencer. It's good into Pudge.
And Snapfire.
It's a meta type thing and like solution based.
That's fair. It answers a lot of problems, I do have to say. Enigma, Snapfire, and like a lot of these things.
Yeah. And they love Vision Game, and Nyx is one of the better Vision Game type heroes.
Very true.
Leshrac, though, this is a stat that you love, Chimokin. So Leshrac has been picked 18 times on Dire, 13 times on Radiant. The Radiant win rate is 38.46%. The Dire win rate is 72.22.
I'm telling you, boys, Dire, it's cracked. It should definitely factor into when you're picking heroes. It is more busted than I feel like it's ever been.
It is
crazy.
And it's just funny how like some heroes are just so lopsided one way versus the other. Like Puck is actually better on Radiant than it is on Dire right now.
Yeah, I can see
Disruptor is the same way. There's a few that are like that. Here's a fun one. 80% win rate for Lich on Dire and a 14% win rate on Radiant.
How many games of Lich has there been, though? We might just be...
12, actually.
Okay, that's...
Yeah, so a respectable amount.
Yeah. I don't know if Dire and Radiant play a big role into that, but...
The last bit that I'm going to bring up. So currently,
fuck Marcy, fuck Primal Beast, stop adding broken heroes to my game. Sorry, Karen.
So currently Marcy is a 98.96% win rate. Or pick ban rate.
I was going to say, hold on there, bud.
Yeah. Pick ban rate is 98.96%.
So what does that mean? Like one game she wasn't banned? Maybe two?
Like one game, dude.
She wasn't pick banned in like 1 or 2 games of like the 95 that have been played, or like the 96.
Yeah, and I wonder which one, like which two teams are like, nah, we don't want it.
Post patch,
and more importantly, did they meet before the game to go like, okay, look, can we just agree no Marcy, and they're both like cool with
it. Post TI patch, Marcy rework, please.
They already tried.
Yeah.
No, not rework.
Fuck it.
Rework.
Destroy
not change the numbers. The numbers can be 0. I have been saying this since the hero came out. It does not matter.
You're so right.
It is conceptually busted.
It is. It does everything. Itself. It does everything. Are we on the soapbox again of talking about why Marcy's kit is completely busted?
Slow, stun, silence, BKB, massive damage, lifesteal, repositioning.
Not a little bit of lifesteal.
BKB, Pierce.
Gives damage, fucking
speed.
Oh, it does it all.
Buffs your enemy heroes.
Also,
through
let's remember, it's not a little bit of lifesteal. It's 50%. It's disgusting.
It's cracked. Like, it feels
Goes
so
up,
much
goes up
better.
to,
And it's not
goes
for
up to
an amount of hits. It's
65?
for 7 fucking seconds. That's such a high number.
Dude, I've put that shit on my drow. Getting mauled by a freaking CK, and the drow was regenning as fast as a fucking satanic and couldn't die.
Absolutely insane.
It's busted. How are you guys' predictions looking?
Terrible.
Let's talk about Ben's first.
Shut up. Oh, no.
I do want to talk about Ben's predictions.
No, my prediction.
Ben, who was your most picked hero?
My most picked was Tiny. I'm not far off.
So Tiny has been picked in third. Yeah, you're actually close.
I should have
Performing really well,
honestly, I
too.
should have really been paying attention to just the major and just seeing. I felt like when I was sitting watching, it was all Tiny, but it was more Marcy. Let me see.
JMO, who did you have?
I had Chen.
How's Chen doing?
Not that good.
That's too
13,
bad.
14 games, something like that.
Yeah.
I have Marcy. I am winning.
Well done.
How about Bands?
My band's out of left field, dude.
What was
I'm
your...
winning bands right now. I had Enigma.
I also had Enigma.
I have Dawnbreaker. So you're both
Enigma,
right on me,
Enigma felt very
Very safe.
safe.
It was. It honestly was.
The last one we can really look at. Well, maybe we can look at them through Dota buff. I don't know. The last one we can really look is highest hero with the highest win rate, minimum of 5 games played.
Okay,
How
no,
are
we
you guys
can't.
doing on that?
Yeah, no,
Terrorblade.
So
It's Terrorblade.
currently,
Oh wait, no, it's not.
Jakiro's the winner
Yeah, it's Jakiro.
right now. Who did you have? You had Naga, didn't you?
who, me?
No, JMO.
Yeah.
No, I have Huskar.
Oh, you had
He's
Huskar?
one game right now at 100%. He just needs,
One game and 100. So you just need to win 4 more games.
You got
I
more.
just need one for me.
I had Lone Druid.
Oh no.
Really bad. 60% win rate, 10 games.
Oh,
I
well.
didn't think he was going to be picked as much, but then I forgot that Matoma Man's in this, so...
Son of a
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah, Naga creeping up. Surprising.
Yeah, I thought Naga would be... Naga is picked 12 times, and Naga is really good right now. I'm kind of surprised that you've been picked 12 games and you're still, like, number 2, essentially. And this is based off, like, 5. Like, there's still... Arc Warden has 3... has 3 wins, 100%, or 3 picks, 100% win rate. Shadow Demons also got 3. Gyro Ogre OD is also, and Venge.
Yeah.
2 games, 100%. Anti-Mage, Huskar, Sand King, Viper, 1 game, 100%. So, like, there's others, but, like, you kind of spot on. Like, sure, Huskar, has to get, like, 4 more picks by the end of the tournament, surely.
Beast Coast is going to do it for the last 4 as they're out the door. You know they're going to. And they'll probably win all 4.
Highest
Yeah.
skill average is Lifestealer.
Well, hold on.
Oh, is
I
it?
was going to say,
Where
hold
are
on
you
for
seeing
1
this
second
one
there.
at?
I want.
Dota buff?
So, my pick for the highest win rate, just real quick, I like to say I'm 1 game behind Jamoken in games played.
What do you have?
I got Wraith King.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, who's unpicked, unbanned, I think, in this. Yeah, he's unpicked and unbanned.
Oh, here we go.
100% win rate, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, you can't.
So I have the highest kill average right now is Death Prophet.
That's who is currently the highest kill average?
No.
That's
Oh,
what I'm
maybe-
seeing on
maybe
Dota
it's-
buff.
You got that on Dota buff?
Yeah, 13 kills.
Gyro is showing for 13 kills on mine. I don't even see.
Which one are you looking at?
Where are you finding this exclusive information for TI?
Oh, mine is just by EG. Hold up. Hold up.
Unfortunately,
That's why. So I have Gyro 13.
how
EG's
many
best
games does Gyro
hero.
have?
Good question.
He only has 2, so he's out.
Yeah, so he's out. So CK has 4 out. Sniper would then be the one with 9.78.
Okay.
I had Weaver.
For highest kill average?
Yes.
I had Tinker, and there's been 1 Tinker game, and the guy did shit.
I was gonna say the guy
I
below.
don't-
I had Clinks. So I'm 2 for 2 on unpicked heroes.
My Reaver kill average right now is 2. So I'm out.
Hey, send me the link to this TI thing. I want to see this.
I knew that this was gonna be like a bad choice as soon as I picked it. I remember because I was like, shit, it can be played support and I'll be screwed. But funny enough. We'll pick one more. We'll just do assist average right now. Highest assist average currently is Nyx Assassin, 17.16 with Bara 1 game to go. And I don't know if you watched the games last night, but Boxy Spearbreaker was about the most badass Spearbreaker I've ever fucking seen.
I didn't watch, but I was in the comms during the game with you, and I heard about it.
Fantastic. What else we got to cover here? I'm kind of lost now.
As far as like the stats goes,
Trying to see who had the best, like who has the most kills in a game right now.
Most kills in a game. That's an interesting one.
I don't know if there's a good way of seeing that though.
I think you would have to break down every single game. The game-wise ones, there's no way.
Yeah, they're tough.
I mean,
you can see last hits. We can see last hits.
I was gonna say you can definitely see the amount of last hits,
and then we can see death average, lowest death average as well.
The highest last hits is Queen of Pain. It's Queen of Pain Puck Pudge. Are you kidding?
Lifestealer. For which one? Last hits?
For last hits.
Average?
Why is this filtered by EG? I don't know why it's filtered by EG.
Yeah, because you clicked the link to me. It's Naga Siren.
There we go.
I do have that one.
I got that one dumpster, dude. Yeah.
And then XPM right now is...
Oh, for fuck's sake.
TA.
TA?
Yes.
No, highest XP. Oh, you mean that counts?
Yeah, with at least 5. With at least 5.
Fair
that
enough.
is to be said, with at least 5.
Because I have Arc Warden, if we can get some more Arc Warden games in here. Because Arc Warden will pass Natures and Gyro and Anti-Mage. I think. Yeah. Come on, play more Arc Warden, people. Anyway.
So, with that being said, there was a video that was released by Slacks. Believe it or not, the only time I've ever enjoyed a Slacks video. Really just not a Slacks fan at all. His content is just not to my tasting. However, I did enjoy this one, and it was based around positivity through the TI scene and kind of talking about really just the good things going on, but broke down some things I really didn't understand too much and kind of like an inside thought too. You guys both watched the video, correct?
Yep.
What were your thoughts?
I thought that, I just, overall, I say refreshing breath of fresh air for there to be somebody in the Dota community or just generally who's not just actively shitting on the game all the time. So it was refreshing to hear him just remind us, like, hey, we play a great game, and it's actually a lot of fun, and it's actually pretty polished in a lot of ways, and good in a lot of ways. Like, I just was like, wow, yeah, this game's good. I forgot about that for a bit.
Yeah, and there's positive things coming out of it, and that's the thing that, and you kind of touched on, is all you ever hear is the negatives, right? Like, negative things are a lot easier to speak about than the positive things.
It's all fucking Reddit.
Just everyone's like, oh, it's good, and then it just stops at good.
Yep.
But, like, negative things, you have, like, full-on conversations, and usually there's no, like, constructive criticism or, like, one of the worst things that you can do ever is say, here's a problem, and then not give a solution to it. Cool, you told me there's a problem, but, like, how do you fix it? Like, what do you want done? You know what I mean? Instead of
the
just
amount of
like,
82L teams that have probably fallen apart because of that exact thing is probably quite high.
Yeah, I would imagine. But he did talk about like solutions and things like that. One of the things that kind of stuck with us was the wild cards being replaced with last chance qualifiers and how positive he believes that is. Do you guys agree?
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
I think everybody who
do
gets
too.
the TI should deserve to be there and have to slug their way to get there. I think that's if you're going to make it to the main stage, you're going to make it to group stage, you have to deserve it.
The only point that I didn't like is where like he doesn't like the idea of underdogs, and to me that's bullshit. He brought up the point where it's like, yeah, it makes for a good story and things like that, but he fully believes that the best teams are the ones who've been performing all year, and those are the ones that be competing in the finals and all that. Like, this is another tournament. It's whoever's good, like the best team, like the one who wins TI is the best one in this meta, period. Doesn't matter. Like, whoever the best team is the one that wins this, and they're the best team for this tournament. The only difference is there's a lot bigger of a payout and a lot more teams than like a major. Sure. But it's just another, like, it is literally just another tournament, breaking it down, and anybody can win it. And I feel like if you make it to the grand finals, you show that you're not an underdog and you deserve to be there. And you are the best team competing for the best team. Because I think one of the things he was alluding to was Team Spirit last season. Yeah, like, sure, they're an underdog, but then they kept winning. And then all of a sudden they're not because they're in the finals. And then they won the finals, like beating the best team, like what everyone thought was the best team in the world. That's not a fluke. They didn't just beat PSG LGD. They beat everybody. And they're just better.
It's not like that in like that dog shit sport football where you only have to beat a team once in playoffs and suddenly you fucking move on because one game determines if you're fucking better. Like,
how do you know that you're Canadian and not American?
You have to beat these fucking teams multiple times in the grand finals. You have to beat that team 3 times. Like, eventually you're just fucking good.
Yeah. What was did we have wild card for TI10? Was there a wild card?
There was wild cards last season. This is the first time that they've run like last chance qualifiers and all that stuff. So the way that it used to work is like you'd have wild cards in the sense of like anybody can get into TI and play in like the open qualifiers, then the closed qualifiers, and then the regionals. And anybody can make it through there. Can't do that this year. You have to you had to make it through DPC, and don't get me wrong, I think it's good. I do. The only thing I disagree with is like the fact that underdogs should not win.
I agree.
But like, I do like the format. I fucking loved last chance qualifiers. I thought it was so good. It was like a mini TI, and Valve flew all of them out, like gave them like hotels, fed them like all the like 9 yards, and Slacks made a point like they didn't have to do that. There's no reason they should have done that, but they did, and it was awesome. Like, I enjoyed thoroughly watching last chance qualifiers.
Oh, for sure. Like, production wise, it's obviously huge, and people love being able to see these pro teams actually slug their way through.
I do want to point out is that's not something that like people give credit for though. Like ever.
No.
Like, no one's like, they didn't have to do that, but they did that anyway. Like, that's fucking awesome. We're like, why the hell is Marcy still fucking broken? Fix the damn game, you know?
I mean, nobody's here to appreciate the features that they incorporate before they're bitched about, right? And then whenever they're incorporated, everyone's like, "Oh, it's about time!" Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Next thing that shit.
TP scroll slots. Like, holy fuck, yes. Bless.
It's like on to the next one.
We each have our own courier. I don't know anybody who's actually asking for that, but I love it. You know.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
But
mids were like, oh god, yes.
The only thing that I think it kind of does that I think is not something I guess that's even really something people should count on in their life, but I think it eliminates this idea that you could see anybody on the TI stage, right? That in theory, like next year, if we somehow got through wildcard and through regionals and yada yada yada, we could be at TI next year.
Well, what you'd have to do is you have to qualify for one of the 3 DPC seasons. And then go through there. But it isn't like, all right, like none of these teams made it, and then like during the last DPC season, somebody throws together a roster with some of these fucking like the best players that didn't make it. They practice for 3 months, scrimming and shit, and then they go to the TI qualifying tournament and they fucking make it.
And you're like,
you don't get that. Yeah, you don't get that though. Like they don't have a shot. They have to go through the DPC.
Like if
And I
you
think when you
want,
qualify for DPC, you have to you qualify in Div 2, and then you have to play a season of Div 2 to make it to Div 1 to even get a shot at going to open quals.
yeah.
So
I mean,
it's a
it's-
fucking
well,
long road to try and get there. You have to be in
T2
at
teams
least-
could play in opens.
Can-
Division 2 teams could, yes. There's a couple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm
Looking-
mistaken.
Back, where is open quals? I can't even find it.
Oh yeah, there were Div 2 teams.
Yeah, I remember looking down regionals. You had regional qualifiers. There was a few, like Five Rat Force, I think. There were one. CW, like CW Sports
Yeah,
was
CW.
a tier 2, and all that stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I like it. I really do. Another point that he made and was the idea of cavern crawl. And he was bitching because he doesn't like cavern crawl because people are just going to cavern crawl in ranked games. We know people like that, B-Jack Honeydew, who will just cavern crawl forever. And how much it destroys ranked games. And he pitched that there should be a cavern crawl mode during TI time and Battle Pass time. Good, bad?
I agree with both thoughts. I think that it's one of my cavern crawl heroes should never be part of your decision making in a ranked game when the rest of your team is not at all up for that. Well, just not when that, like, period, because you're trying to win and you're trying to gain MMR. If you don't care, that's fine, but I understand your team members do.
Well, he talked about the social contract. I know we've
Don't
we've heard
even
this one
fucking
before.
talk to me about
Social
social
contract.
contract.
The social
No one
contract
cares.
of playing ranked.
Stop it.
But it is a thing. When you play ranked, you are
it's
saying
assumed that you're gonna try. It is
that's
assumed.
part of the social contract. That's like returning your fucking shopping cart, you ungrateful fucking dumb bitch.
All right,
Return
go
the
to-
fucking
go-
cart to the cart corral.
Just fucking go
Sorry.
to Aldi's.
Somebody's an upset cart jockey.
Yeah.
Man, I don't understand why people don't. So they take up good parking spots.
Because it's
Lazy
called
piece
it's a
of shit.
Have you heard the massive explanation of how returning a shopping cart to the return thing is like the ultimate litmus test of like seeing if this person is a decent human being or just an actual piece of shit?
Yes, it's true.
Yeah.
Because like it has no influence on your life. It does not affect you at all. You're just actively making somebody else's life worse, and it's hilarious.
How
But
about
I
the
think it's
people
very
at
accurate.
Aldi's that figured out that you don't have to return the card if you just put like the back end of your key in instead of a quarter?
Yeah,
Like, fucking you piece of shit.
like really,
Yeah.
really, you found that out.
No, like the social contract to me is bullshit. Like you play a game, you want to play the game, fuck everybody else. I get that. But like,
But don't play ranked.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah,
feel
like,
like
if you
that's
wanna
what,
cabin
that's
crawl,
why the
that's
social contract's implied because you were intentionally queuing ranked. There is
So,
a whole system.
so
to not give a
unranked,
fuck.
unranked, anything's allowed.
I personally
Okay,
when
just-
I play
just-
unranked,
just
I don't
check
care.
it.
Pick Meepo hard carry in normals. Who gives a shit? Like, I'm not going to bitch at you for playing what you want in a normal game, but this is ranked. Play what you're good at. Don't be a bitch.
It's unfortunate. I'm trying to practice a hero and like our draft is fucking Mimi.
Yeah.
But like I can still work on the mechanics of my fucking hero.
I mean, I'm not gonna fucking hop on the social contract bandwagon, but I'm gonna say that, dude, why? Like, literally, the question is, why are you coming to play ranked if you're not gonna try to win? Like,
I
why-
agree with that.
yeah, why are you playing
But
ranked to
there's-
try a hero? Why? Like, seriously.
There's also like, okay, so here's an example of what you just said that I'm going to give. 82L.
Mhm.
If I'm trying to practice a specific hero, it's not guaranteed that I'm going to get my position when I go to unrank unless I'm in a 5-stack.
You're not guaranteed to get it in ranked
So-
unless you're doing ranked rules.
Unless you're doing rank rolls. So you can do
But
rank
not
rolls
everybody
and
in
practice a
82
hero.
has the privilege of doing ranked
Now-
rules.
Right. So, down with the privileged. So, I get it to a point, but Cavern Crawl is different. Cavern Crawl, you're going in,
It
and
incentivizes
literally
you to play
minimizing
heroes,
your
yeah.
hero pool, and you're playing heroes you most likely aren't going to win with, and you just like for literally no purpose. It is not your focus is not winning. When you go and play Cavern Crawl, your focus is not winning. Like it may be like, oh, I want a Cavern Crawl, but if I lose, who cares? It's just Cavern Crawl. Like I 100% am behind that there needs to be a cavern crawl mode.
Or it just becomes unranked.
Yes, or it just becomes unranked,
unfortunate, but
is different.
Yeah.
Uh,
I agree there should be a cavern crawl mode though.
You brought up old patch / old maps mode.
Yes, I think if we had one of those, you know how we have those like custom game modes every week? If every once in a while it was like play patch 6.4 and you could queue that up and you'd be on the old map and you'd the hero
start
pool would
jungling.
People are jungling it. Like it would be so much fun. People would be like trying to figure out the meta again because not everyone's gonna fucking remember. Some people didn't get the play back then. Like who knows, right? I think.
Because I'm looking to go back to fucking sniper troll meta. That's where I'm going back to. Like what the.
You don't have to play on the meta.
Yeah, you don't have to.
No one's forcing you, Welshie.
No one's forcing you to play the random draft that ends in 21 hours either.
But go play rank and park your fucking Ursa ass in the jungle.
Goddamn right, dude. Bring back jungling. It was the worst decision they ever made in Dota.
Go play League, you piece of shit.
His idle time on League right now is probably like freaking 3,000 hours.
Fine, I'm going to fucking League where my jungling ass is appreciated. Fuck you.
No, I think it would be so much fun to have like old patch / maps, like, and all that stuff. Like, I think that would be so much fun. Going back to like 7.0 when Monkey King was released and like playing that busted ass Monkey King, I think would be so much fun. But so I think this is probably the last bit that I really want to pull from Slack's video. So he was talking about talent, and there's been a lot of negativity about the talent through the group stages so far. And his point was like, with no minors and like stuff like that, when are you going to try out new talent? Group stages are really like the only time, because like it's not the actual bracket, it's not the actual tournament, it's trying to get in still to the actual tournament. Group stage is about the only time that you can actually try out talent.
I mean, is that the problem, or is that a symptom of the problem of the DPC? And there's only majors.
I think that's a problem with the DPC.
I feel like that the caster problem is a symptom of us not having a healthy scene.
When you're essential holiday time of like your entire season, like entire year. I mean, they call it holiday time because how many of us think of like TI as essentially like a holiday season?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, like if that's your time when you're going to try out new casters, and I get why they're trying out new casters because it's the only time you can do it, then yes, it is a DPC problem. 100%. Because that means that like you got rid of everything that tries out new casters. And we're talking about the last 2 weeks, the changing of the tide between like players and teams and stuff like that. Well, casters are a part of that. You're like all your content creators and your like your talent, all of that is shuffled. And you're getting new, fresh talent that you haven't seen. People are unhappy, but you can't try them out like any time before. So you have no idea if they're bad, and they're just going to be bad during your holiday season.
And I can understand why people are upset with it, right? Because like I am not entirely happy with the quality of the casters. There's just some stuff, and I'm like, they're either saying something that I know is wrong as a Dota player, or the play-by-play is just not up to the quality you expect when you're watching the best in the world compete.
Disruptor uses spells.
Like a guy, I forget which game I was watching, but the call was literally, they've used all their spells. What is that like?
Well, it means that
that's it.
Keep up, Jamal.
Shit. They used all their spells. I don't
Game's
know
too
what
hard for
happened.
Jamokin to follow, man.
They used all their spells. Like, okay, on who? Like,
On the other team, Jamokin.
did Jug just
some on their own.
spin? Did Jug just randomly push spin and not hit
Yes.
anybody? Like, what do you?
Yes,
What do we
just,
mean?
just like the fucking Enigma I watched last night throw down his fucking Wraith Pact instead of Black Holing. And got his Black Hole canceled by Alina immediately. He fucking
But, like,
fat-fingered.
I think this problem is a symptom of us not having a healthy like Div 2, Div 3 team where like they can be more so like trial by fire and seeing like who makes it through at the end, and then they can make the cut.
Why
forward.
not Div 3? Let me ask that.
Because
Why
Valve,
not Div 3?
we're focused on the positives, but it's just there's no money.
No, like you made a good point, and like I really want to reiterate it because like there are tournaments like League of Labs or like PSGS Invitational and the Dota 2 League. Like these are all essentially like Division 3, Division 4
Division 4
type
yeah.
teams, and why not a Division 3? Your prize pools really don't have to be anything. You don't have to require like it could literally just be regional stuff, and you have to like go get into Division 2 to actually start playing like cross regional type things or division. Actually, it's only Division 1 that's cross regional right now, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So like, why not just like say, hey, here's my Division 3. Your chances to like win money you're not going to have any Division 3, but why not? Why not say, hey, you have to start Division 3, go up, and work the ladder? Like, I wouldn't go 4. I feel like that's too much, but like, why not? You know what I mean? Get new teams, test your talent in those. Like, it's just let them cast and like pick up casters out of that Division 3, and then you see it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
so the league like ticket system we have set up right now, and like
yes.
you can go make tournaments and stuff. It would be cool if you could like apply into some kind of system where Valve would also partly subsidize the prize pool. Like, let's say I put $250 in for my tournament, and Valve's like, okay, we have this pool of money we've gathered for tier 4 tournaments. We can go another $250, and now I have a $500 tournament. And like, there's a system where like people, like teams can apply. Like, I feel
it
like
will be abused. That's the problem. Is it'll be abused.
there could be the risk of it being abused. But you're when you make the Dota 2 team league tickets, you are legally viable. Like, you can literally, like, you are legally responsible for the money and the distribution, and like, there's actual legal precedent and consequence for bad behavior. So like, I wouldn't like, who would want to fuck with that? It sounds like a bad time.
So the last question I have is Zencoms, or boy Zencoms. When's he going to TI?
He's got the production value, Lord knows.
When, dude?
I'm just
They
saying.
used all their spells. Fuck.
They use all their spells. On who?
I never
What
heard
team?
Zen say they used all their spells.
No, but I have heard him try to talk in a Mickey Mouse or a Kermit the Frog voice.
Kermit the
so.
Frog. The Kermit the Frog, dude.
God, I love the picture of that dude. Oh, they use all their spells.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Oh, 12 days, man. 12 days.
12 days. That's the big news. If you listen this long, this is what it's all about. Dark and darker. 12 days.
12
the next.
days.
Well, I don't know when this goes fucking live. It depends on our our producer. It depends on how our producer's feeling.
Yes. Maybe we'll get it out today. Maybe we'll get it out next Saturday. Who knows?
Who knows? So maybe not 12 days, but the 28th. Dark and darker. You want to play? Hit me up. dark and darker.
Don't hit up
full
Welshie.
playtest.
He'll ghost you.
You're goddamn right.
Yeah,
I
don't
won't
hit
talk
up
to one of you
Welshie.
scumbags. I'm in the dungeon. I'm invisible. I'm in a corner, and I'm fucking gonna stab somebody when they walk in.
Yeah,
don't
he's
worry
straight
what I'm,
going
don't worry
rogue
what I'm
and
doing in
hiding
between
in
you walking
rooms.
in that room and me being there. But just understand that I am fucking there. That floor is slippery, and you're getting stabbed.
Sprint to the middle and hide. Oh gosh.
Podcast is fun. But
Yes.
I think that is it, everybody. I'm doing the outro right now. This is not correct.
Hostile
But-
takeover. Hostile
We
takeover.
get- Finish it up.
Thanks for listening.
See you in the dungeon.
Bye.
Yeah, see you guys later. Bye.